everybody, today I'm in Llyn van Fach in South Wales. Now on days like this, you'd be tempted just to stay at home and sack it off completely, but you're missing a beat there. These days are perfect for location scouting, and I've got quite a few tips that I want to give you about location scouting and why it's so good. But first, I'm going to hike up to the top of the mountains, and hopefully the clouds won't come in before I do. Cool, got some waterfalls. Nice. Now when you get waterfalls like this, with a nice easy platform to set your tripod on, you can't miss an opportunity like that. Even at f2.8, ISO 200, it's 1/10 of a second, so I'm going to stick it on the tripod. It's been too close since I've had a coffee, and I don't want to get a shaky image straight away. Now with this waterfall, I don't want to go too low, because I want to get the top of the first one. I'm also going to shoot in the portrait orientation as well, and I've got a polariser on. Even though it probably doesn't seem it, because I've knocked the exposure up on this camera, it still is quite dark, so I don't need any ND filters or anything like that. I'm using the polariser just to take that glare off the water. So I'll show you what I mean. I've got the polariser on. That's polarization, makes it quite dark, and then no polarization, that makes it quite bright. So it's just cutting out the reflections. So with this one, just keeping it simple, I'm staying in aperture priority and then just playing with the settings. I'll try that, and I want to get that tree in, but I don't think 28 is wide enough. Let's see what it's like without the polarization. I kind of like it without the polarization because you get the line in the water as opposed to just blackness on the bottom of the frame. Right, let's see if we can get closer. I'm thinking somewhere there, and then maybe zoomed in, just to kind of just a different looking shot. Let's go there. Now I don't know about you guys, but I always do this. I find a really nice location, like these waterfalls, just get carried away, take too many shots, and before you know it, like half an hour is gone. Can't beat a nice reflection. And before the wind gets on it, I'm going to take a photo of that. Lovely. Oh man, Google, you lied to me. It looked a lot flatter than this. Man. Said it already, but I definitely need to get to the gym. But the views are fantastic. Woo. Now this rescue shelter is quite interesting. There's a fire in there and it does smell quite fresh. So I don't know if people were staying in it last night. Now it will make quite a good kind of foreground subject. So I'm just going to head back this way and see if I can get that compressed against the cliffs in the background. Could almost do with going back a bit further. Going to focus on the building and then just make sure the cliff is in and a tiny bit of the sky, but not too much because that sky is pretty boring. Cool. Now this is one of the great things with location scouting. Not only is it a chance to get out and about, but you can get some original photographs whilst out on that location scout. The other thing with it as well is if you do go for a sunrise and you miss it, just say you're going location scouting. It'll just sound like you know what you're talking about. What a fantastic day. Time for some snacks. Didn't finish my tangy wine gums the other day, so I'll have one of those. Get some sugar in the system. And try not to get diabetes. That was a big sweet. Probably shouldn't have eaten two. Now the forecast did say that there wasn't going to be much wind about, and I was hoping to get a reflection on this lake with these three peaks in the background. Down on the beach over there, looking that way, that would probably look pretty cool. However, the wind's come in and it's chopped that lake up. And also, with the sun rising, not at this time of the year, but in the summertime, I'm guessing the sun will rise over there somewhere. Maybe I should check it on the app, really. So I've got Photopills open, and if we look at this, I can see the sun is behind here somewhere. However, if I change the date, now if you look at that, at 6 o'clock in the morning, the sun would be above this peak. You'd probably get the sunlight hitting these mountains here. Let's have a look on the other side. So for sunset, this bay probably wouldn't get the light. Maybe it would. Maybe the cliffs up here would get it, but not much else. So with Photopills, you can see exactly when the sun is going to be really good. Now the next tip is linked to this, but I want to get to the top of the ridge first, just to see what it's like up there, because looking down to this lake, I think that'll be a fantastic shot. It's getting steep now, and all I'm doing is just complaining, but I'm British, and that's what we do best. I mean, how fantastic is this? So I'll put the wide angle lens on, it's the 15mm from Nissi, just to get this grand landscape in. It's huge, and there's no way to fit it all in unless you shoot a pano, or you shoot it on a super wide angle lens like this 15mm. This will be absolutely fantastic in the summertime. Imagine the sun rising over there, casting light on all of these different outcrops. That'd be fantastic. Now, I just love getting out in the open. And as long as you have enough layers on, you can pretty much hike for as long as you want. I've got long johns on, or as they're commonly known now, base layer, just to make them sound cooler. I've got decent hiking boots. Probably got about 4 layers on the top, my hat, gloves, and I'm nice and warm. And even walking up this track, I was a little bit too warm. Now this leads me on to my next point, which kind of linked into the point that I was talking about down the bottom, which is you need to do these location scouts just to see even what the phone coverage is like. Because if there's no phone coverage and you're coming out to do an astro shoot, or you're doing a sunrise or sunset, you're going to be walking in the dark, or you're going to be walking out in the dark. So you need to know what the signal is, because when it's darker, you could roll over your ankle, you could break a leg, you could fall. And as long as you're conscious and you have your phone with you, if there is a phone signal and you know there's going to be a phone signal there, you can call for help. If on the location scout you find there's no signal, that's when you want one of those GPS SOS beacons, something that'll alert somebody to you being in distress. And this is vitally important when you do come out to locations like this. I love this. This is fantastic. Now, the one problem I always find is I just want to photograph everything. There's so many cool things in this world to photograph. Like, for instance, even though there's no sunlight on it, this ridge looks fantastic with the clouds coming over the top. Now, I keep going on about Photopills, but it is an absolutely fantastic app. It's not the only planning one you can get. You can get the Photographer's Ephemeris, you can get Planet Pro, and they're all really good. You'll be able to plan what you're doing when you're out on a location scout like this and work out where the sun is going to be and what time of year it's going to be there. So whatever you do, get one of the planning apps. Doesn't matter which one you get, but just get a planning app. It'll help you out so much. I think there are some free ones as well. Now, when you do come to a location, don't be scared of venturing off the normal tourist routes. If there are railings or if there are cliffs, you've got to use your common sense, and you don't go over those railings and you don't go anywhere near the cliffs. Say, for instance, here, you could walk around the lake, you could come up and out of the lake a little bit. You can choose different locations to get more unique and more creative shots. Along this route, there are some fantastic shots to be had. And when there's lots of light about and you're doing your location scout without any pressure, this is when you can find those locations. If it was pitch black, I wouldn't know where to go. Now, all of these tips are really interlinked, and they all are kind of pointing in that direction of planning your shoot. What I was saying about earlier, finding locations to shoot from and having no pressure, this is a massive one. Imagine you came to a location like this, you're chasing the light, you might have been a bit late from work. It's a real struggle to find those locations and find those compositions. If you've planned all of that in advance, you can come to that direct location, take a shot and not worry about it. And then you'll get that good light, you'll have pre-composed the shot, and then hopefully you'll get the shot. So where I was talking about safety, these are the cliffs that you don't really want to get near. So if you look across over here, that's super steep there and the path is really close to the edge. In doing a location scout, you really see what the problems are and what might cause you concern or what might save your life. Wow. It's really closing in now. I was hoping to get to that other ridge, but this cloud is coming down a lot now. Now I've just spotted, if I can get this quickly. Quick. Oh, get it. The other one's doing it now. In doing a location scout, you can work out what kit you'll need. I found out from that location over there that a super wide angle works really well. And then to pick out the details in the cliffs, a telephoto works as well. I've got the 85 in my bag. I don't really need it. I haven't used it at all today. Now I've been out for quite a few hours, so I'm probably going to be in a bit of trouble when I get home. But hey ho, it's worth it just being out in an environment like this. And location scouting is basically an excuse to get out into the wild. You'll get out with your camera, you'll learn a lot more about the camera, and you'll be building up the hours that you're using that camera. And that practice and that experience in using the camera out and about will really play dividends when you are chasing that light, because you've got all of that experience in using your camera. And I'm trying to, I think I've missed it. Come up. There, that's looking all right. Where are you? There we go. The two peaks keep on going in and out of the clouds. And when they pop out of the clouds and you've got that separation with the cloud behind it and the cloud coming over in front of it, I think it looks fantastic. But it keeps coming and going really quickly. Anyway, I'm rambling on now and I could be shooting here for hours, but I gotta head home.